How's it going, guys? Welcome back into the program here, Rover Sports. And tonight, I wanted to do an in-depth team preview. I wanted to look at here, I'm going to pull up to my right, I believe. We are still rolling here on the show. I wanted to pull up the Denver Broncos, and it's no secret that I believe in the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe in Pat Mahomes. I think Mahomes is really special, but the Denver Broncos had an incredible draft. I mean, getting Courtland Sutton at the wide receiver position. Let's look at all these picks. I mean, I can't even believe it. It might be one of the best drafts in the history of. I mean, one of the best drafts that I've ever seen since I've been following the draft, and I've said the Denver Broncos draft was the best draft. So these wide receivers that they got, Deshaun Hamilton from Penn State, that's the guy. He was in Mobile, and John Elway was there in the Senior Bowl. This guy can run routes. You put him in the slot, he can separate. He's a guy who puts his foot in the dirt and can totally separate. In the fourth round, getting Josie Jewell, that's highway robbery. He's a Pro Bowl linebacker. You watch him at Iowa, he's the man. He is in every pile. He's the outlaw. He's a freaking beast. That pick was amazing. So, and then you get Courtland Sutton with huge upside out of SMU, played under Chad Morris. I mean, holy shit. Royce Freeman from Oregon. Again, you watch the Oregon tape. He's a producer. He finishes off runs, all right? So then you have Booker and Royce, but Royce better take that sucker over because that's still a pretty relatively weak part of the team. Anyway, offensive line's getting better. You get Veld here from the Arizona. Garrett's going into his second year. Garrett's going to be good if he stays healthy. Paradas, of course, at center, the staple there, and Ronald Leary, Max Garcia. It's kind of a veteran group, and then the tight end position, Fumagalli from Wisconsin and Jake Butt coming in from Michigan. The offense could be really good, and now you're going to look at this quarterback. The quarterback position is obviously key, right? So when you look at the quarterback position, I hope Chad Kelly just balls the fuck out in preseason, all right? I hope Chad Kelly is the guy, all right? Chad Kelly needs to be a stud. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with Case Keenum unless this defense is just, oh my gosh. I mean, Case Keenum is Case damn Keenum. You know, when you're Case Keenum, you're Case Keenum. That's why the quarterback position is still paramount in the NFL, that you have a damn good quarterback. Look at Alabama in the national championship game with Jalen Hurts. Look at Clemson with Kelly Bryant. They couldn't do shit. Look at the quarterbacks, okay? Case Keenum was lucky as hell to even win one damn playoff game. Okay? And then Nick Foles made him look like chopped liver, and that's Nick damn Foles, okay? Case Keenum ain't going to be the guy that's going to take you to a promised land, and Vance Joseph is not exactly an impressive head coach. So you do have some weaknesses and shortcomings. But you look at the defense, Bradley Chubb, you take him. Josie Jewell, as I talked about. Bradley Roby, a big year. But you get a guy in Isaac Yiadom who could compete with Roby, which I really like. And Bradley's been a guy that's been capable of filling in. Justin Simmons, Darian Stewart, top flight secondary, all right? Shane Ray, better stay healthy and stay off the weed, my friend. You get Jeff Holland from Auburn. You plug him in somehow. I think he can actually contribute. And Brandon Marshall, Josie, Von Miller, Shane Ray. I think one of the best linebacking cores. So it just comes down to the offense. And I think that John Elway's taken a lot of shit for the Paxton Lynch picks and the Simeon in the year last year. I think he's done that. I think he had an incredible draft. Like a draft that literally changes everything. Because now you got Josie Jewell. You get Bradley Chubb coming in with Von Miller. I mean, it's going to be special. The wide receiver group is revamped. The tight end group is finally solved. And, you know, we look now at the Swag Kelly battle. Swag Kelly, again, if Chad is anywhere close to Case Keenum, I want Swag to take this shit over. If Chad Kelly is starting, I'm infinitely more excited. A lot of the preseason will hinge on him. The most important player of this Denver Broncos team this year, the most important player, I'm going to say other than the quarterback position, is how good can Royce Freeman be? Because I don't like Booker at all. His vision's not that good. He's slow. I want to see Freeman at least go 50-50 with the guy. The other position is Jared Velder, because we get Bowles, who we expect to be okay, but can this other right tackle actually contribute and play well? So can this offense sustain and run the ball? It's an offensive concern with Case Keenum and these guys, all right? I kind of trust the wide receivers, but can the offense, can you produce from the passing game? Because your offensive personnel just isn't very good, and this head coach, Vance Joseph, doesn't really know how to coach offensive football. So let's go through the damn schedule right now for the Denver Broncos. I want to know where you guys are worried. Case Keenum's a game manager. If Chad Kelly takes over, it could be special. But I honestly, at the most, I see this team being a wild card team and at most divisional round team with the head coach and the quarterback, because that's an important combination. And the defense just has to be absolutely incredible, like they are slated to be. They are slated to be one of the best defenses in the National Football League. So let's look at this damn schedule. I'm going to rapid react right now. Denver Broncos schedule. Here we go. It's Denver Bronco Day here on Rover Sports. Going to do a profile for pretty much most of the teams in this damn league. So first off, you start out home against the Seattle Seahawks. So you get the Seahawks and Raiders at home. I have you guys 2-0 in those games. I mean, Seahawks will be a tough game with Russell Wilson. He's going to be a tough battle, but I think they win that game. Then the game at Baltimore. If you have Case Keenum, you might lose that damn football game. So looking at this, you should be 3-0 to start the season, okay? Like, the worst is 2-1. You beat the Raiders, you beat the Seattle Seahawks, and you go to Baltimore. I think the Ravens is the most likely loss on that schedule. Going to Baltimore, that's just a place where people just go to choke, and it's going to be really frustrating to play there. Then you have the Chiefs at home Monday Night Football. Huge momentum game. Kansas City has some very difficult games. They have Pittsburgh to start the year. Then the first game they have is at the Chargers. Then they have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the 49ers with Jimmy G. So, you could bury the Kansas City Chiefs actually right there, and the Chiefs are my pick and my team. Then you have the Jets. Oh my God. One of the easiest 5 games of the schedule. Other than the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seahawks, it's Raiders, Jets, and Ravens. I mean, these are all winnable football games, for gosh sakes. Then you have the Rams, okay. So, Rams at home, I think you win that game. There's no way Jared Goff's going to come in and win. Holy shit, I have you all like 5-1. And go to the Jets, I think you smack them. Again, you just need decent offense, and you guys can win these games. So then you have the Cardinals and the Chiefs. That's kind of a hard... The Cardinals is Thursday night. That sucks. Josh Rosen's going to be an underrated player. That could be a choke game. And then at Kansas City. So if you lose to the Cardinals, that would be devastating there. That Cardinals game is so important. The at Ravens and at Cardinals is really important. Texans at home, okay. You have a bye, and you go to the Chargers, lose Steelers, at Bengals, at 49ers. There's your 4-game stretch where you can die. That's going to be really, really hard. And then you have Browns at Raiders and Chargers there. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go one by one here, what I think rapid reaction. 1-0 Seattle, 2-0 Raiders, 1-2 at Ravens. Or no, 2-1, excuse me. 2-1 at Ravens is a loss. 3-1 versus the Chiefs, you win. 4-1 versus the Jets. At the Jets, 4-1. 5-1, you beat the Ravens. 5-2, you lose to the Cardinals. Lose to the Chiefs, 5-3. Have the Texans at home, you are 6-3 at the bye. I think a lot of you guys would take that. Come out of the bye, you go to the Chargers. This is assuming Case Keenum is playing. So you are 6-3. You lose to the Chargers 6-4. You host the Steelers at home. 6-5. You play the Bengals on the road. You're 6-5, Bengals on the road. This is the season. This game will be the season, the Bengals game. If you beat the Bengals, you have a playoff berth. If you don't, you lose. I'm going to have you guys losing. Case Keenum is not reliable on the road. The Niners is a dead loss. So now you're at 6-7. Browns 7-7. At the Raiders, eight and 7. Chargers 9-7. All right. So if you win that game against the Bengals, you're a 10-6 football team. I have you splitting a lot of games here with the division, I believe. I do. I have you splitting almost everybody in the division. The Cardinals game and the Bengals game. If Case plays on the road, you win. If you win, your schedule is so possible. If Vance Joseph goes 8-8 and does not make the playoffs, then I want to see him gone. If Case Keenum can't make the playoffs with this defense, it's Chad Kelly's freaking football team. And we're going to find out during the year if Case Keenum can win these games on the road. So there you go. Denver Broncos. Season review. I'm going to give them 9-7. I don't believe in Keenum or the coach, but I believe in the defense. And it's a very, very polarizing team with a head coach that has so much to prove and a team that has so much potential on defense. A team that is honestly very mercurial, and we don't know.